When she pulls away without a word, have you ever felt that chilling moment when her warmth just vanishes? One day she's smiling at your jokes, her eyes lighting up when you walk in. The next, her replies come hours late. Her tone flattens, her laughter fades, and suddenly, the woman who once leaned in is now pulling back. Quietly, without explanation, you replay the moments in your head. Was it something I said? Something I did? You scroll through old messages, trying to find that one turning point, that invisible switch that changed everything. But what if I told you, it wasn't your words that pushed her away? It was what you silently showed. Because women feel more than they hear. They sense energy shifts, confidence cracks, subtle tones of insecurity, even before you do. And once she senses weakness, she can't unsee it. Now, when I say weakness, I don't mean being emotional or vulnerable. No, real vulnerability takes courage. I'm talking about the kind of weakness that whispers, "I'll betray myself just to keep you around." The kind that bends your backbone until you forget where you stand. That's the kind she can't unsee or respect. So today, I'm breaking down 7 silent behaviors that scream weakness to women. Behaviors that quietly kill attraction, chip away at respect, and turn emotional connection into polite distance. Stay with me till the end, because I'll share a powerful mindset shift that can flip this entire dynamic. A simple change in perspective that transforms weakness into magnetic strength, without pretending, without posturing, without changing who you truly are. Let's dive in. Sign 1. You apologize too much. Let's be honest. How many times have you said, "sorry," just to keep the peace? Not because you were wrong, but because you wanted things to go smoothly. You bump into her mood swing. You apologize. You express an opinion she disagrees with. You apologize. She's distant for reasons unknown. Somehow, you still apologize. Here's the truth. Over-apologizing isn't humility. It's self-erasure. Every time you say, "sorry," to smooth tension that isn't your fault, you're quietly telling her, "My comfort doesn't matter as much as yours." You're showing her that you fear disapproval more than you value your truth. And women feel that, not consciously at first, but deep in their instincts. They start thinking, if he can't stand firm on small things, how will he hold steady when life gets heavy? Respect begins to fade, and with it, attraction. Let's paint a scene. You're having a light debate, maybe about something silly, a restaurant, a plan, a topic online. She cuts you off, raises her voice a little, dismisses your point entirely. You start to defend yourself. But halfway through, you stop, you sigh, smile awkwardly, and say, "You're right, sorry." Silence. She wins the point, but loses a bit of respect for you. Why? Because in that moment, you didn't just surrender the argument. You surrendered your voice. You taught her, even unconsciously, that your perspective is disposable. That your peace depends on her approval. And once that dynamic forms, she'll never look at you the same. Now, don't get me wrong, a strong man does apologize, but only when he's truly at fault. He doesn't apologize to seek validation. He apologizes to take responsibility. There's a difference between saying, "I'm sorry," to heal something real, and saying it to be liked. Strength isn't about being aggressive or stubborn. It's about standing in your truth, calmly, clearly, and unapologetically. So next time you feel that reflex to say, "sorry," pause. Ask yourself, am I apologizing because I was wrong? Or because I'm afraid of being disliked? If it's the second, breathe through it. Hold your ground. Because a man who values his truth teaches others to value it too. Sign 2. You over-explain yourself. Now let's move into something even sneakier. A behavior most men don't even realize drains their masculine edge: over-explaining. Ever catch yourself giving long, nervous justifications for the simplest things? Like saying you're going out with your friends, but instead of just mentioning it, you give her a full speech. "It's just one beer, babe. We won't be out long. I'll text you as soon as I get there. I promise it's not like last time. Sound familiar? You think you're being considerate. But here's what she really hears. I don't fully trust myself. So I need you to approve my choices. And that kills attraction faster than silence ever could. See, confident men don't seek permission. They move with respect and certainty. They inform, not explain. They act from clarity, not fear. When you over-explain, you're handing her the emotional steering wheel. You're saying, your comfort determines my direction. And while that sounds noble on the surface, it silently drains your presence. Because deep down, she doesn't want to lead the energy. She wants to trust it. A man who constantly justifies himself feels unstable, like his choices depend on someone else's approval. But a man who moves with grounded clarity creates calm wherever he goes. Imagine this. You say, I'm heading out with the guys tonight. Then you smile, touch her arm gently, and add, I'll see you later. That's it. No panic, no essay, no apology in disguise. She might raise an eyebrow at first, but over time, she'll feel the quiet confidence behind those few words. And that confidence, more than any speech, makes her feel safe in your presence. Because a strong man doesn't move from anxiety. He moves from intention. And the difference between the two? Anxiety acts out of fear of losing something. Intention acts out of alignment with who you are. One chases peace, the other creates it. When you stop over-apologizing and over-explaining, something powerful happens. Your energy shifts. You stop being reactive and start being centered. You stop trying to please and start standing in quiet truth. That's when she begins to look at you differently, not because you became someone else, but because you finally stopped shrinking. And in the next part, we'll go even deeper into a subtle pattern that most men mistake for caring. But that actually drains attraction faster than anything else. Stay with me. This next one hits closer than you think. You're showing her you fear her reaction more than you trust your own choices. You see, when you start second-guessing every move, every word, every silence, you're showing her something deeper than hesitation. You're showing her that you fear her reaction more than you trust your own choices. And that's a dangerous place to live. Because the moment your actions are ruled by fear instead of purpose, she can feel it. Your presence loses its ground. Your words lose their weight. And the energy that once drew her in begins to push her away. A strong man doesn't move from anxiety. He moves from intention. He doesn't walk on eggshells to avoid a reaction. He stands firm in who he is, grounded in his values, calm in his direction. Now, let's talk about something even more subtle, a pattern that silently screams, I'm not enough. And trust me, she feels it instantly. Do you still love me? Are you sure I didn't upset you? Is everything okay? Sound familiar? There's nothing wrong with checking in once in a while. Caring is natural. It shows emotional awareness. But when those questions become your default language, when every silence feels like danger and every pause feels like rejection, it stops being caring and starts becoming clingy. Because at that point, it's not love you're expressing, it's emotional dependency. And that, more than anything, can drain attraction faster than you'd ever imagine. You see, constant reassurance doesn't build connection, it slowly erodes respect. She starts feeling like she has to manage your emotions, calm your storms, and carry the weight of your insecurities. And that's not what she signed up for. Sign 4. You prioritize her over yourself. You cancel your gym session just to hang with her. You skip the goals you set for yourself because she texted. And you don't want to leave her waiting. You start bending your schedule, your habits, your rhythm until your entire world starts revolving around her. It sounds romantic, right? Like the kind of devotion that makes women melt. But here's the cold truth. When a man abandons himself to please a woman, she eventually resents him. Why? Because deep down, she doesn't want to become your purpose. She wants to witness you living it. She wants to walk beside a man who's rooted in his mission, not orbiting around her approval. When you give up your identity just to win her heart, you don't actually win it, you lose both. You lose yourself, and she loses attraction. It's not love she pulls away from, it's the energy of a man who's lost his center. A man who thinks devotion means disappearing. She did something that bothered you, but you stayed silent. Sound familiar? You told yourself, "It's fine. I don't want to start an argument." You swallowed your words, convinced that keeping the peace would save the connection. But avoiding conflict doesn't make you peaceful, it makes you passive. And there's a difference, because when you dodge the hard conversations just to keep things smooth, you're not preserving harmony, you're erasing leadership. You're teaching her that you can't hold ground when things get uncomfortable, that you'd rather suppress truth than risk tension. And that's the moment respect quietly leaves the room. A woman feels safest not with a man who avoids conflict, but with one who can handle it, calmly, confidently, without collapsing. Let's be clear, emotional openness is not weakness. Vulnerability, when grounded, is strength. It shows courage and honesty. But emotional dumping? That's different. When you start unloading every fear, every trauma, every insecurity right at the start of a connection, it might feel like deep bonding. You might think, she'll understand me better, she'll see how real I am. But what actually happens is this: she starts feeling overwhelmed. Instead of being drawn in, she feels like she's being pulled into your chaos. Because deep connection isn't built through oversharing, it's built through emotional balance. Through showing that you can feel deeply, but also hold yourself steady through those feelings. Sign 5. You wait for her to make all the moves. You wait for her to text first. You wait for her to make the plans. You wait for her to decide where things are going. In short, you wait, and wait, and wait. Brother, women don't want to drag you into leadership. They want to be inspired into surrender. They want to trust your direction, not direct your energy. Because feminine energy blooms in the presence of masculine certainty. If she always has to take the lead, plan the dates, keep the momentum alive, she starts feeling like your mother, not your partner, and attraction can't survive in that dynamic. So when you hesitate, when you hold back out of fear of doing too much or saying the wrong thing, remember this: she doesn't want perfection. She wants presence. She wants a man who moves with clarity, not caution. Because the truth is, you can't inspire her heart by standing still.